Kraze United playing host to Jacksonville Armada U23 tonight. And apologies for our rain delay, our weather delay here. It's been some terrible weather in Central Florida throughout the course of the day. The thunderstorms and lightning have finally cleared, and we're about to kick off. So once again, thank you for joining us here on Sports Mesh. Big game for both teams. Jacksonville sitting on 14 points. They are now 10 points adrift of the conference leaders, Miami Fusion, and they're going to need to win tonight if they're going to start a run to try and win the NPSL Sunshine Conference. Kraze United on 12 points, same situation. Both teams have a game in hand, and this is that game in hand. So conceivably, Jacksonville wins tonight. They get to 17 points. They've got a game left against Miami. They might be able to catch them. This year in the NPSL Sunshine Conference, only one team advances to the national playoff. We'll see if that format is tweaked next season, because there are teams like Jacksonville, like Kraze United, like some other teams in the division that have had issues with players in, players out, postponements of matches, and there's been some talk possibly having a playoff system next year to determine a champion, and then the champion go on to the national playoffs. Though it must be stated that Miami Fusion have been fantastic this season. They've only lost once, which was on this field a couple weeks ago to the Kraze United. Of course, Kraze United have a history going back to the late 1990s. Ray Sandage, the head coach, working with Joe Avalon back in the late 90s and early 2000s, won a national championship in PDL with this club. And they're going to get us going. Kraze going right to left on your television screens. Jacksonville from left to right. Early clearance. This Jacksonville team is explosive. They can score goals in bunches. Back to the keeper. Ball's played forward. This is Chaim Rossery, the youngster, and he's bustled off the ball. And that's into space. Opportunity for Kraze. Looks like they're going to open the scoring. Great deflection there. Bryce Follensby, who's been such an influential number 9 this season for Kraze United, got himself into space, beat the keeper, but an outstanding goal line clearance there, and we're still 0-0. A little bit of living dangerously there for Jacksonville defensively. Let's watch that again. Nice through ball. Here's Follensby, rounds the keeper, but is unable to beat that last man on the line. And there was a through ball that almost played Hakeem Reed in. Chaim Rosary, number 10, we talked about just a moment ago for Jacksonville. He's a player that was signed by the first team, Jacksonville Armada, a few years ago when he was 16 or 17, local product in the Jacksonville area. And of course, the Armada Academy, led by Pat Cannon, one of the best academy programs here in the state of Florida. A little bit of a local legend, Pat Cannon, coaching here tonight with this Armada U23 team. Also has the USSF Development Academy girls and boys teams that play up the pyramid out at Patton Park on the east side of Jacksonville. And this is in the area, and that's going to be a goal. Jacksonville opens the scoring. It's Rosales. Tricky number 11. Rosales opens the scoring in Jacksonville. We said they needed to win this game to stay alive in the title race, and they've begun in the best way possible. Ball wasn't cleared by William Coleman. A little bit of miscommunication back there, and you've got Jacksonville now ahead 1-0. Like a strike of lightning, bolt of lightning, that early opportunity. We're going the other way. Bob, back to William Coleman. There's Simonu. Bub plays it forward. But Jacksonville gains possession. Rosales. Here's another long ball. Rossery is going to get on the end of this. He's got Rosales in the area. Now he's going to try and play across. Being well defended here in the corner. Plays out of it. Here's Rossery again. And it is cleared by Sandage. Now here's Cutler Coleman going the other way. Pisalo. Good, nice ball forward. Good ball into the area. Going to try and lay it off for Follansbee, but didn't quite get there. And let's see which way that call goes. It's going to be a foul. Be a free kick for Jacksonville. A little bit of a high boot shown by Coleman, but nothing too dangerous there. Reset. Down the road a bit in downtown Orlando right now, the Orlando Pride are playing against the Chicago Red Stars in NWSL action. That game was also delayed. And, of course, many of you might be channel surfing between us and the U.S.-Ghana game. The U.S. leads 2-1. First cap and first U.S. goal for former Orlando City SC star Dom Dwyer. Of course, now with Sporting Kansas City. He was always with Sporting Kansas City. He came to Orlando on loan on a couple of occasions when they were in USL. Also a product of the University of South Florida. Let's not forget that with Dom. And that is a foul, a hard foul. Let's see if the referee goes to his pocket. Now he's going to just have a conversation here with Zane Bub. Yeah, he was late. Rossery is tricky with his feet. Great dribbler of the ball. You saw that in the corner a few minutes ago, but sometimes holds the ball for too long. He had Rosales in space in the area and didn't feed him. Here's an opportunity to make it 2. Just wide of the mark. Now is Rosales looking for his brace in minute 7. It's really good opening few minutes for Jacksonville after the defensive mishap in the first minute, which allowed Follansbee in and an opportunity for Kraze to take the lead. It's been all Jacksonville since they got the goal from Rosales. They had a couple more chances. Here's Shane Rossery in space. Rossery is going to cross at this time instead of trying to dribble with it. Lays it off for Hakeem Reed, who just puts it wide. But this is becoming all too easy for the Armada in the first few minutes. Sassamo Gian, I've been told, scored for Ghana. 2-1 U.S. lead. Dom Dwyer and Kellen Acosta, the goal scorers for the United States in that game. Friendly before the U.S. starts CONCACAF Gold Cup action in Nashville a week from tonight. They'll be in Tampa the following Wednesday, July 12th. And Ghana gets back to African qualifying in World Cup qualifying in Africa. Nice tackle there. Here's McBroom. He plays in Bob. Coleman. Cutler Coleman did well there. Shot from distance, just wide. The first really good sustained spell of possession in this game for Kraze United, and an opportunity to score there. There we go. Back into play. It's going to be a throw in for the Armada. Bolt. And the keeper is going to be able to come and collect this. It'll be a throw in for Kraze. Been a stormy day. We've got a wet pitch here at Trinity Prep School. But the weather is actually beautiful right now. It's the first time the sun's come out all day here in Central Florida. Be a throw in for Kraze United. We're in the 10th minute, just outside Winter Park, Florida. Sports Mesh TV, your destination for NPSL Sunshine Conference action. I'm Carter Krishnaier. Jacksonville Armada, U23, have a 1-0 lead thanks to a goal in minute 4 from Andre Rosales, who is in space again, looking to make it 2. That was Hakeem Reed, excuse me. Good save there. Jacksonville has had several opportunities in this first 10 minutes. That's the 4th very good opportunity they've had. Second save that the keeper has been forced to make. Here's Bob. There have been times this season where Phil D'Amico, the keeper for Kraze United, has been busy. There have been other games where he hasn't had a lot to do. I don't know if he's had quite a 10 minutes like this, though. The first 10 minutes here. Keep in mind, we had a tight warm-up. A field wasn't cleared until here's Hakeem Reed again. Good save by D'Amico. He got down and made that save. And made a second save there, so that's actually 3 saves on the match for D'Amico, if you're keeping track at home. I said 2. And that was the 3rd save he's made tonight. Busy keeper. Shortened warm-up period we had as the field wasn't cleared till about 5:45 or so. And weren't able to set up the field until about 6:15, so the teams had to warm up, do stretching off the field, and weren't able to actually take the field till about 6:20 or 6:25 here, and we kicked off a few minutes after that. So they did some stretching, some light warm-ups on the adjacent field, but it wasn't the kind of proper walkthrough you're used to at this level. D'Amico gets it away. Rosales was closing him down. Pasalo clears it for it's Cutler Coleman. And Dos Santos collects for Jacksonville. We're going the other way now. The Armada. And Bolt is taken down, and it'll be a free kick for Jacksonville. Jay Bolt got into space. And Zane Bob is deemed to have fouled him. Bolt has been busy down that right-hand flank in this first 12 minutes. And here comes the free kick. It's going to be Dos Santos taking it for Jacksonville. Dos Santos, and it's cleared by Sandage. We're going the other way. Here's Follansby. Cuts back. Plays a long ball, diagonal long ball into space. McBroom is going to collect this. He's going to settle and wait. Bub. Here's Coleman. McBroom. and it's cleared out of play by McBroom. Bolt's gonna throw this in. Some really impressive players on both these teams. Keep an eye on Ryan Sandage tonight. The captain, the coach's son, one of the best defenders I've seen in NPSL Sunshine Conference play, maybe even in the entire southern region of NPSL this season. You saw him make a clearance there. Mia throwing. And it will be Bob looking for a teammate. It's cleared out of play by Dos Santos, but another throw-in coming for Kraze United. We're in the 15th minute here at Hubbard Field, just outside Winter Park, a little bit east of Winter Park, a little bit east of Orlando. Been a messy day. You can see the way the ball's rolling on the pitch. A lot of water coming up. There was some question as to whether we would actually get the game in tonight, but we are here. And that's a cross into the area in the direction of Follansbee, but it is cleared. Bob's going to take this throw-in for Kraze United. Cutler Coleman loses possession, and it's going to be a goal kick. Been a lot of impressive teams in this NPSL Sunshine Conference this season, but I have to tell you, from my observations, Jacksonville's been as good as anyone when they've been on their game. Obviously have a lot of work to do and need a lot of help to chase down the Miami Fusion. Top of the table. The Fusion have been very good as well. Fusion may be more clinical in being able to score goals against the run of play and with long balls, etc. But I think this team has been very good as well, this Jacksonville Armada U23 team. Here's Shane Rossery dancing through the midfield as he often does. I talked to a former assistant coach of the Armada senior team recently about Shane Rossery, and he was telling me the issue with the senior team with that young number 10 is that he does take too many touches at times. And you've already seen that a couple times early today, but he is such a talent, such an exciting young player, only 18 years old still. We tend to forget that because we've been following this guy for a couple years. And just bags of talent. Ball put back into play. Kraze United going the other way. Bolt wins it. It's going to be a long ball. And goes out of play. So this has been better from Kraze United the last 5 or 6 minutes. They've been on the front foot. As we said, 4, maybe 5 scoring chances if you count the double save by D'Amico. 5 scoring chances in the first 10 minutes for the Armada. But they got only the single goal from Rosales. And this game is very much still in the balance. Here's Cutler Coleman cutting it back. Now, the weather conditions tonight changed the way you prepared. We saw that both from Ray Sandage and Pat Cannon and the way they were able to prepare their teams for this match, but also the way you play. This Jacksonville team loves to play the ball out of the back through their both flanks and sometimes right through the midfield on the ground. I think we've already seen they're going more route one than they are accustomed to doing today. Although this is a nice classic Jacksonville buildup. And Rosales is in space, tried to turn, and this is going to drift back to D'Amico, and he's going to get it out of there. Throw into Coleman. It's a good clearance there. Here's Rossery. Dos Santos. Dos Santos again. Here is Kieran McKenna. Tall, lanky center back. Scored a wonder goal a couple weeks ago for Jacksonville against Boca Raton up at Patton Park. Nice ball played at the Stays. Here's Rosales. Tries to play in Reed. Not that far off from being 2-0. Almost a classic goal where a striker pulls wide, pulls out, and crosses it to a man making a diagonal run. Look at this nice lofted long ball. There's Rosales, got the ball off. Bethel with the long ball to Rosales, and then Reed almost there at the back post. Now Reed trying to return the favor, crosses it in the direction of Rosales, but it is cleared. Oh, and Dos Santos had a high boot there. That is the right call, and we're going the other way. Quick restart. Here's Bob playing it forward, trying to play Follansby in, but McKenna is there. Bolt. Sandage to Coleman. Bob. Saw a shot of Pat Cannon there. Always coaching, always teaching these young men. Here's McKenna. Turning, playing it back to the keeper. A little bit of high press now going from Kraze. We've seen this at times from them this season. It's been effective. That ball is perhaps irretrievable. No, it's sitting under the bleachers. We'll have a throw-in for Kraze United. It's an opportunity. It's broken up, though. Hakeem Reed came back and won that ball. McBroom. And Bolt beat him to that. It's going to be a throw-in for Kraze United. Quick throw-in. Cleared. Simonu tries to play a long ball forward. He does connect. Kraze United still have an opportunity here, but Reed has come back and defended again. Here's Bolt. McBroom. And Sandage comes away with that and wins that. And he'll settle it. Plays it wide for Jose. McBroom chips it up. Don't know if he was trying to chip the keeper there or play in Follansby perhaps with his big frame. That's an opportunity lost for Kraze United, and Jacksonville will probably breathe a sigh of relief. Rossery now playing on the left side. McKenna. Here's Bolt. Back to McKenna. Now this ball is going to go in the direction of Rosales, and he catches it and gets to it. He's going to try and play it into space, but Sandage does a good job there retrieving it. playing it back to D'Amico. Bolt. It's kind of flung that ball forward, hoping that a teammate could run onto it. Didn't come off the way he had hoped. Brandon Bartell, the closest to it. Here's McBroom. He's been active the last few minutes, but he's dispossessed in midfield by the aforementioned Bartell. Bolt, back to McKenna. That is just wide from Reed. Takes a deflection and will be a Jacksonville Armada corner kick. T. Coleman came to the rescue there, getting just enough of a touch to send the shot off target, and it is a Jacksonville corner. Rossery is going to take this. Spin out swinger. The target is McKenna. Free header, but sent it high. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That should not happen. McKenna is the obvious target for the Armada on those set pieces. Rossery played a little outswinger right to McKenna, who was stationary. Should have scored, should have hit the target, but a massive let off for Kraze United on a set piece. Here is Rockwell. And it will be a corner for Kraze United. Been a good first half, in spite of the long delay and teams being tight, but they both wanted to play this game. They wanted to get this game in tonight. It's a pain to have to travel if you're Jacksonville, come back down. We only have a couple weeks left in this NPSL Sunshine Conference season because a champion has to be selected from this conference to send them to the national playoffs in the next 2 weeks, or in about 2 weeks from now, by the close of business, or the close of the weekend of July 15th and 16th. So much time to get this game in, quite frankly. Ball played forward. McKenna clears it, but still a good shot. Opportunity for Kraze United. Jacksonville will get it restarted. Here's McKenna. Dos Santos. Here's Bolt. McKenna. Bethel plays it back to McKenna, and we're going to reset here. Jacksonville with the lead can be content to just knock the ball around. Very good in possession, very good at keeping possession, which is an art in this sport. Coleman. Going to restart their Sandage playing in Bub. Sandage with a nice ball for Cutler Coleman, but heavy touch. And I think touches are an issue on this surface. With a wet ball, loose conditions. This is a beautiful field typically, but it's we've had sustained precipitation in Central Florida for the last month. So even the best manicured, landscaped field is going to look a little messy. Even down the street at Orlando City Stadium, it isn't as impeccably perfect. Even though they have a state-of-the-art drainage system, pitch isn't as impeccably perfect as it was a month ago. Still a gorgeous pitch, though. Rockwell is going to catch up to this, have some time to deliver across, pick out a teammate. Instead, he takes a shot himself, and it's cleared by Dos Santos. And that'll be a throw-in. And those of you who followed me for a number of years might be mocking me at this moment because I complained that the Citrus Bowl has had turf the last few years for soccer matches, saying, why do you need turf in Florida? But we learned last year during the Copa America when it just poured and poured and poured that maybe the turf surface at the Citrus Bowl was there for a reason. It's a Panama-Chile match they were able to get in at the Citrus Bowl the night of just torrential downpours. It's going to be a corner for Kraze United, and Sandage is going to take this. Good, high corner. Coleman puts it back into the area. McKenna clears it. Oh, it's right there for... Oh! Simonu had the opportunity, had a second or two to settle that and pick out a target, and mishit it. Let's watch that again. Bit of a flub clearance there by McKenna. Well, you know what? On second look, replay, that was a tighter angle than with the naked eye. Quite honestly. Thought he had the goal glaring in front of him, but that was a tight angle, and he had to make a decision quicker than I initially thought. So, unfortunate, though, an opportunity missed again for Kraze United. And they have been the better team in the last 15 minutes here. It's going to be a throw-in for Jacksonville. The Armada's A team is in Edmonton today. NASL action. Oh, here it is in front of the area. Good clearance there. D'Amico had good backup from his defense there. The Armada is playing Edmonton tonight in NASL action. Edmonton sitting, Jacksonville sitting third in the NASL spring season. Nice cross from Bolt in the direction of Reed. Rosales almost got to it at the back post. Here's a lofted long ball. And here's a ball into space. Rockwell turns. McKenna got a touch to it. But the keeper had to put it out over the crossbar for a corner. Safety first. Good long ball. There's the lofted shot by Rockwell. And Sandage getting ready to take this. Jacksonville's had one opportunity in the last 15 minutes when Henry almost was able to put a shot in at the back post. There's Henry now getting muscled off by Coleman. That's going to be a foul. He drew the foul there or perhaps the flag was up. Flag was up, it's an offside. Henry had an opportunity at the back post. Rosales tried to play him in, didn't quite get there. McKenna. That ball's going to go back toward, here's Bolt. He's going to try and play it back to his keeper. Nope. Let it run out of play. Be a throw-in. Rossery with a nice little layoff here. Arguedas continued his run, and now D'Amico has a save to make. Here's McBroom to Coleman. Sandage to McBroom. McBroom had Bob making an overlap, didn't use him, cut inside, and was dispossessed. Rosales. Bartel got forward, dispossessed, but it'll be a throw-in for Jacksonville. Here's Bartel turning. Good defending there. And we'll reset. We're the 36th minute here in the Orlando area. Jacksonville leading 1-0 in a game that kicked off about 45 minutes late. Here's Bolt. Playing it to Dos Santos. Goal in the 4th minute from Rosales, our lone scorer, but there has been lots of opportunities both ways, and it's going to fall back to McKenna. Through ball for Rosales. Here's Rossery trying to dribble through midfield. Loses possession, commits the foul. It's going to go the other way. Free kick for Kraze United. Sandage to Cutler Coleman. Another foul in midfield, and that's going to be a yellow card to Bartel in the 38th minute. I think that's probably an accumulation there for Bartel of fouls. It is a wet ball. It is a wet pitch. And a lot in the midfield, a lot of slipping and sliding going on. It was a really entertaining game the first 25 minutes or so, but it's now turned into more of a slog due to the conditions more than anything. That's out of play. McBroom won the throw-in. Yes, he did. So Zane Bubb takes it real quickly. Back to Coleman. T. Coleman. Simonu, who had that great chance a few minutes ago, just got a touch. Now a long ball. And we're going the other way. Here's Bartel. Lays it off for Henry. Back to Bartel, who was trying to play in Rosales at the back post. Well read by D'Amico. Never got as far as the back post. Final score from that friendly, international friendly. The U.S. has defeated Ghana 2-1. They opened their CONCACAF Gold Cup campaign about a week from now. Kick off at about 7 o'clock that night, I believe, Eastern time in Nashville against Panama. A budding rivalry. Two countries that have faced off a lot in the last few years in Gold Cup and World Cup qualifying. Kraze United readying a substitution. Kwesi Cesar is going to come on. Not sure if this is tactical by Ray Sandage or injury. But we do have this change coming. It'll come at the next dead ball. Bolt's going to throw this ball in for Jacksonville before the change is made. That's Bub. Settled. Baja content to just kind of play that out at the back. Now we're going to get this change for Kraze United. Coming on will be Kwesi Cesar, as we said. He's coming on, and let's check who came off. It was David McBroom who came off, who was very effective, I felt, getting forward in the first half. But obviously there were some opportunities there. There's some space that can be exploited on the left-hand side for Kraze United, right side of Jacksonville's defense, and see if Cesar is able to take advantage of that. Follansbee wins that ball, wins the foul also. Really good job by the big number 9, tracking back. Whereas the jersey number 9, and is also a number 9 in the traditional soccer sense, to win that. Challenging for the ball there. Bethel then wins it, dispossesses him, and draws the foul. That's outstanding play. Textbook play. Here's Cutler Coleman. Rockwell. Turning. Rossery comes back and wins it. Small frame, little bit of a jitterbug Rossery. He can sneak into those tight spaces as he just did defensively. It's McKenna. Playing it back to Hakeem Reed. Going the other way, here's Bethel. He's going to play a diagonal ball towards Rossery. Instead ends up at the feet of Cesar. This ball's lofted back by Rockwell. Goes to the keeper. We're approaching halftime here. the 44th minute on Sports Mesh. Tomorrow night we'll have matchup between Naples and Beaches FC for you. On Sports Mesh. 6 p.m. Eastern time to kick off time for that match. It's going to be a throw-in. Lofted ball in the air. And it's fallen to a great opportunity there for Bartel. It fell to Bartel. I giggled a little bit because it seemed like everybody stopped for a moment, suspended animation, but Bartel puts it high and above the crossbar, and still a 1-0 Jacksonville lead as we approach the end of regular time in the first half. D'Amico is going to put it back into play for Kraze United. Here's Sandage. Turning. Back through Sandage. Here's Cesar. And Rossery takes it away. Good positioning from the youngster there. Rossery's going to continue his run. Being pushed wide. See if he pulls up. Draws the corner kick. Outstanding. The last time he had a corner kick, McKenna was completely unmarked and put the ball high. But that's the guy, the target on a set piece, and Rossery delivered a perfect outswinger on the last corner. So Kraze United want to pick up their men a little better this time. Nice outswinger. Rosales got ahead to it, but D'Amico with the save. D'Amico's going to put this back into play. Dos Santos almost took the ball away there for Jacksonville, and now Jacksonville does win. Oh, no, they do not. Here's Cesar. A little bit of scrap there. It'll be a free kick for Kraze United. A quick restart. We're in the second minute of first half stoppage time. Jacksonville leading Kraze United 1-0 here just outside Winter Park. 4th minute goal from Rosales. Hard foul there. Referee's going to his pocket. And that is going to be a booking. So Zane Bubb goes in the book in the 46th minute. See a hard challenge there on Henry. It's tough to time those challenges on these sorts of field conditions, and you see even the way the ball's bouncing, but both teams have to play on it, so you have to change accordingly. And that is the end of the first half here at Trinity Prep, the Hubbard Field, with Jacksonville leading Kraze United 1-0. We're going to go to commercial and be back with you at the start of the second half. Welcome back. We're about to kick off the second half between Kraze United and the Armada U23 here outside of Orlando. Got a score update from down the street at Orlando City Stadium. Kristen Press has scored a goal. She's put Chicago Red Stars ahead of the Orlando Pride 1-0 in a game that was also weather delayed here in the Orlando area. 1-0 is the scoreline here. Andrew Rosales with the lone goal in the first half, 4th minute for Jacksonville. Jacksonville will be going right to left on your television screen in the second half. Kraze United left to right. We're underway. The ball is played back to Jay Bolt. There's McKenna. McKenna, an outstanding player. McKenna settles it. No real pressure, right? We've seen Kraze United. We talked about this in the first half. There were times this season they have pressed high. Well, now we're seeing the high press. A little bit of a high press. You saw Ryan Sandage, the captain, get involved in that. Now we're going back the other way. Little chip into the area. No trouble for D'Amico. Thanks for joining us tonight on Sports Mesh TV. We were delayed kickoff by about 45 minutes here, just outside of Orlando. NPSL Sunshine Conference action. My name is Carter Krishnaier. Going the other way. Arguedas. There's Bartel laying it off for Bolt. Long ball for Bolt in the direction of Chaim Rossery. Throwing from Bolt. It's Kieran McKenna. Rossery keeps it in play, but it's recovered by Kraze United. And we're going the other direction. Here's Bartel. Rosales had an opportunity, almost got a touch to it, but it is cleared. Here's Cesar. Came in right before the end of the half. Rockwell, whose name I didn't call in the first 20 or 25 minutes of the game, but was very active the last portion of the first half. Here's Chaim Rossery. Henry. Well read and taken away by Cesar there, by Kieran McKenna as Johnny on the spot. Here's Rossery. Variations come. That ball's gonna drift to Reed. We'll put it back in play. McKenna. Nice ball into space. But D'Amico is able to smother that cross from Argelis. Argelis was looking for a player to make a run to the back post, but the cross was speculative. Rockwell loses possession. Argelis gets us restarted for Jacksonville. As we enter the 51st minute, there's Kieran McKenna. Outstanding young player. Turned down a contract with Glasgow Celtic to come over here to the States, where he has been a standout performer for this Jacksonville Armada U23 team in the NPSL. Takes an odd deflection. McKenna covers well. Follansbee lays it off. And it is cleared. Another long ball. McKenna is able to clear that. That ball was played towards Follansbee. Loses possession, and here's Henry going the other way. Stop, start. He can play in his teammate, but instead elects to take a shot. D'Amico makes the save. And Bartel plays it out, and it will be a goal kick. Missed opportunity there for Jacksonville to double their lead. Henry read that well. Again, it's a wet ball today, wet surface, a little bit of a difficult first half. And now the second half has continued, but that was a really good save by D'Amico. He read that well, stayed on his line. And we're going to have a booking now for Rosary in minute 52. Youngster was given a pro contract, as we talked about, at 16. Offered a pro contract. Here's Coleman in space. Tried to play in Follansbee. Once again, McKenna, Johnny on the spot. And he's got that ability. We talked about this in some previous Jacksonville games. McKenna, and again, came through the youth system of Glasgow Celtic. But he has the ability of David Luiz or one of those new wave of center backs to ball play. Ball playing central defenders is the name of the game now in Europe. The U.S. has one those types of central defenders in Matt Miazga, who was loaned to Vitesse this season from Chelsea. Like every other Chelsea young player, right? Sent out on loan. Oh, D'Amico caught Henry there, maybe. No call. Looks like it's going to be a corner. Looks like it went out of play. I want to see that again. Again, wet surface here, slick surface, wet ball. And you sometimes have some, he might have caught him, actually. That's a questionable non-call. I've seen penalties given in those situations. It is going to be a corner for Jacksonville, though. McKenna will be the target again on this. Rosary to take it. We saw a similar situation in the first half, a free hander for McKenna. And McKenna again up in the air, unable to direct it towards the target. As we said, McKenna is one of those new wave of central defenders, ball-playing central defenders. A growing trend in world football and European club football. And he's a really good one, but unable to direct that header on target. We've entered the 55th minute here. Sports Mesh TV, your destination for NPSL Sunshine Conference action. 4 games and 3 nights here on Sports Mesh in the NPSL Sunshine Conference. We finish the weekend tomorrow in Stewart for Beaches and Naples. And here is an opportunity for Kraze United. Past read, and that's a goal! Kraze United score. It is Payaso from a tight angle. Well done. Clean finish. And we're deadlocked at 1. Good turn from Follensby. Plays in his teammate. Payaso. Right past the keeper. McKenna is back on the line but cannot clear it. Clean finish. And we're now 1-1. And as we mentioned, Jacksonville needs the 3 points tonight to really keep up the charge to win this NPSL Sunshine Conference. Here's Rossery. Lost possession, was looking for a call. The youngster. It's good. It's going to be a throw-in for Jacksonville. We have a final score from down the road. It is Chicago defeating Orlando 1-0 in NWSL action. Christian Press, the U.S. international, with the 1 goal in that match down the road at Orlando City Stadium. They kicked off about 45 minutes late as well, as we did here. It's going to be a free kick for Jacksonville. Baja. Bolt was the parent target on that, and he ends up winning it. And is taken down and fouled by Coleman. That's going to be a free kick in a dangerous area for Jacksonville. And here comes the free kick. It's cleared. Rossery plays it back towards Henry, but Coleman recovers it to D'Amico. Jacksonville's going to win a throw-in. Now, both these teams are very young, player development-oriented sides. You have 2 types of teams in this NPSL Sunshine Conference. A couple teams that have older players, are looking to win titles, and you have other teams that are developing players. Both these teams are known for their player development and are both pretty good also, but much younger than some of the other teams in this league, or in this conference, or in the league in general. Turns. Nice chip towards Bolt. Here's McKenna. Another thing to look at in McKenna's game, he's not only a ball-playing central defender, but he can get into wide areas. Granted, some of these pitches in this league are pretty narrow, but I've seen him get into wide areas, seen him get forward. Just a phenomenal young player. Again, a player that early in his career was at vaunted Glasgow Celtic. Celtic, of course, regular winners of the Scottish League. Regular participants in European competition. That ball falls to Rosales, who lays it off for Henry. Back to Rosales. Here's Rossery. Cross in the area. Cleared by Simonu. Here's Follensby. Lofted ball Laid off. Rossery going the other way. And it's going to be a throw-in. Throwing for Kraze United. Here's Rockwell. Back towards Cesar, but it's taken away in midfield. Nice ball. It's McKenna. Chipped ball. More of a hopeful ball. To be cleared long. Paisao almost came up with that, the goal scorer. Be a throw-in. So Jacksonville had 5 clear-cut chances to score in the first 10 minutes. They took advantage of one of them, that 4th-minute goal by Rosales. But they're ruining those missed chances now as Kraze United have gotten back into this game. Ball is played to Rockwell Ashton. Taken away. Arguedas tackled from behind by Rockwell Ashton. It's going to be a throw-in. There's no foul. We're going the other way. Here's Payas. So Follansby with an opportunity. Great tackle by McKenna. We've talked so much about his ball playing skills, but his positioning sense and his tackling ability off the charts for this level. Kieran McKenna. And he saved a real opportunity there. Now going back the other way. Here's Henry. Lays it off. Shot from distance. And it will be a goal kick for D'Amico. Game getting stretched as we move toward the midway point of the second half. Seeing more counterattacking. And again, we have a wet ball, we have a wet pitch. And this match has been entertaining at times, but it's also been a slog at times. Quick restart. No. And it looks like our goal scorer is going in the book. Payaso. Restart now for Jacksonville. Here's Cesar. A couple more scores for you from around American soccer. 1-0 victory for Sky Blue FC over the North Carolina Courage in a clash of the teams at the top of the table. near the top of the table in the NWSL. And the Harrisburg City Islanders have defeated Toronto FC 2 in USL action 4-3. A couple more scores for you. Now let's watch this. As Jacksonville has an opportunity, tries to play a through ball to Rosales, doesn't get there. Chicago leading Vancouver 3-0 at halftime. That's in Major League Soccer. And FC Dallas leading Toronto FC 2-0 at halftime. That's a game that my buddy Steve Bernasconi with the soccertour.com, he's out in Frisco, Texas tonight for that game. And that is 2-0 Dallas at halftime. Armada senior team in action tonight in Edmonton in NASL action. One other full-time score from USL. New York Red Bulls have defeated St. Louis FC 1-0. New York Red Bulls 2, I should say. Jacksonville building the ball, build-up play here slowly. A team that likes to play the ball right to D'Amico. Just Jacksonville team is a team that typically likes to play with the ball on the ground, move the ball from end to end, side to side, and also use the flanks and their pace on the flanks to get forward. But today, in this condition, you've seen a lot more long balls than usual from them. Keeper, Reed, puts it back into play. There's Bolt. Here's McKenna. Heavy touch there, but Jacksonville keeps possession. Bartel played in Henry, but didn't quite get there, and it'll be a throw-in for Kraze United as we enter the 68th minute. And we're going to have a substitution for Kraze United. Number 12, Joe O'Sullivan's going to be checking into this match at this dead ball. Rockwell coming off. Active game for him. That's O'Sullivan for Rockwell. Some fresh legs down that right wing for Kraze United. Chaim Rosary from distance. Never really had a chance off target. D'Amico had that near post covered. Here's McKenna. McKenna. Rosary tries to back heel, or sorry, Rosales, excuse me, tries to back heel. Doesn't come off, but it will be a throw-in. Here's Rosary. Dos Santos. Baja to McKenna. McKenna, nice through ball. And it has to be cleared for a throw-in. O'Sullivan getting his first touch for Kraze United. We're going the other way. Nice job by Rosales tracking back and winning that ball. Both teams hunting a winner here. Rossery. Ball is cleared. We're in the 71st minute. Just west of Winter Park here in the Orlando area. Sports Mesh TV coverage of the NPSL Sunshine Conference. We're on the business end of the season. And the score here is 1-1. Both teams needing 3 points today. Realistically, Kraze United out of the title race, but Jacksonville still has a glimmer of hope if they can get a winner here, claim all 3 points. Match that was delayed by 45 minutes at the start. That ball rolls away and it's going to be a throw-in. Of course, tomorrow is the final of the FIFA Confederations Cup. Germany and Chile. Chile, the Copa America champions. Germany, obviously the reigning world champions. Playing with a B team. Maybe more of a C team. Believe it or not, no Bayern Munich players on this Germany side, but they've still gotten to the finals. Timo Werner, the number 9 for RB Leipzig, who finished second in the Bundesliga this season. He is a key player for them, as is Goretzka, a player I saw in person when I went to Gelsenkirchen 2 years ago to watch Schalke play. Really good young player. A lot of good young German players. So that's tomorrow. Rossery was looking to be played in there, but good defending and clearance by Brandon Jose, and it's going to be a throw-in for Jacksonville. Here's an opportunity across, looking for Rossery, and it's cleared. It's going to be a throw-in for the Armada. Here in the 73rd minute. Dribbling through the area, takes a deflection. That will be a corner. Nice job there by Bethel. Actually had D'Amico, the goalkeeper, wrong-footed there for a minute because of the deflection. And Jacksonville is going to make a change. Barrett Mills is going to come on. Fresh legs, a player that can run, that can get into wide areas, find space in the defense, and create from a wide position. And let's see who comes off for Jacksonville. It's Dos Santos coming off. So Mills on for Dos Santos. Rossery with the corner. Outswinger towards the target, Henry, this time instead of McKenna. And Kraze United clears it. Only as far as Bolt. Bolt's going to put it back in the mixer. Long ball. Henry knocks it down. Now Jacksonville's going to press high. D'Amico plays it into space, but that is a turnover. Barrett Mills got his first touch just a moment ago. Here's Bolt. Really comfortable with the ball at his feet. To Henry, he's going to turn. Opportunity! Great save by D'Amico. Arguedas, his second really good opportunity of the second half. That was well taken. Good save by D'Amico. Nice build-up play from Jacksonville also. It looks like it took a deflection off a defender, that initial ball from Bolt. But acrobatic save there by D'Amico, and we're going to have another corner kick. It'll be Chaim Rossery once again taking this corner. McKenna a target, Henry a target. Those guys have been the targets on set pieces thus far. Ball in the area. Ooh, Handball. Handball, so Kraze United can breathe easy for a minute. But Jacksonville has about 15 minutes to keep their 15 minutes and whatever stoppage time we have to keep their title hopes alive. Oh, wow! We have a goal. Potential game winner against the run of play. Seemed like just a speculative shot. But Kraze United take a 2-1 lead. Joe O'Sullivan, second touch of the game. He just came on as we talked about. Look at Follansby turn. O'Sullivan, I guess that was a shot, and it took a deflection. Reed was wrong-footed, and improbable potential winner for Kraze United that could put Jacksonville out of the title race. So now the Armada have about 14 minutes in stoppage time to try and rescue this. They need 2 goals. That was really a smart move by O'Sullivan. He looked up, the keeper was off his line. It's a wet ball, wet conditions. You hear a lot of coaches tell their players, shoot from distance in those situations. Take a chance, make the keeper think about it, and he did there. Here's another opportunity, and it's 3-1. The floodgates have opened here. Kraze United. Passau with his second goal of the night. Look at that. Very, very predatory there. Passau wrong foots a defender. Gets McKenna going the wrong way. And it's 3-1. Passau with a brace tonight. And you've got to really like this effort from Kraze United. And let me tell you something. They gave Miami Fusion, the league leaders who have been beating everybody handily, all they could handle last week. And, of course, Fusion's only loss, or only game they even dropped points in this season, was on this field, Hubbard Field, earlier in the season. What a response. They fall behind 1-0 in the 4th minute. Jacksonville has opportunity after opportunity to make it 2-0. Don't take their chances. And we said earlier maybe they drew those missed chances, and they certainly have. It's 3-1 now, 78th minute. And it's going to take a miracle for Pat Cannon's side to get back into this, get a full 3 points from this. Talk about lightning striking. Here's Bolt. Nice move. Good ball into the area. Rosales met that cleanly. That shot was on frame, was probably going to go in, but good defending. Keeper was beaten there. Potentially beaten, I should say. Here's Rosales again. D'Amico with the save at the near post. Going to be a corner. Chaim Rossry chasing down the ball. Jacksonville doesn't have time to waste. He needs to take this corner quickly. Targets, we've said it now on corners and on other set pieces in this game. McKenna, Henry, and Baja. Those 3 players. Here's an outswinger towards Baja. He almost meets it. And Bethel puts it high. We're getting another change from Kraze United. Alex Doyle has come on for Kraze United for these last 10 minutes and change. And it's Follansby didn't get the kind of looks on goal that he typically does. He did have a chance in the first minute. Let's not forget that, where he rounded the keeper, but it was cleared by McKenna. But Follansbee did not have the type of chances he typically does, but no complaints. His team's leading 3-1. And he did set up that second goal by O'Sullivan. The scoreline holds. Kraze United would move into third place in the Sunshine Conference behind the two Miami teams. They'll be on 15 points. And I have to say, having watched most of the games of the conference this season, Kraze United, if anything, could have more points than that. They've been unfortunate in a few games. Game they lost earlier this season in Stewart against Beaches. It's actually Beaches FC's only victory this season. I think Kraze United were far superior for most of that match. And I feel like last week they should have gotten something against Miami Fusion. Ball's out of play. It's going to be a goal kick. No, it's not out of play. D'Amico picks it up. I have to say, as someone who watches a lot of football day in and day out, it's good to have two keepers in this game who stay on their line. The sweeper keeper thing is in vogue in world football, but I'm not going to say I'm not a fan, but I still like traditional goalkeeping. Jose clears it. It'll be a throw-in for Jacksonville. Here's Rosary, turning, dribbling, juking. Got that jitterbug effect, a little bit like a David Silva in the English Premier League. As I said in the first half, I've spoken to a former Armada assistant coach, Armada senior team assistant coach, who tells me that Rosary is a youngster that takes too many touches, in his opinion. And that has to be weaned out of him as time goes on. But when a guy is a creative dribbler, you don't necessarily want to, as D'Amico comes up with that, you don't necessarily want to coach that creativity and that flair out of him. So there's a balancing act there as a young man continues his development. Ball's played towards Payeso. He's offside. He's looking for his hat trick. Got behind the defense, but he was offside. Flag is up. And now we're going to get a yellow card. The captain, Ryan Sandage, into the book. Not quite sure what that's about, but Sandage is in the book. In the 84th minute. McKenna is going to put the ball back into play. So we said this scoreline holds, Kraze United will be to 15 points, 9 points behind Miami Fusion. They would technically still have a chance. Young man we've talked so much about, Rosary, comes off for Jacksonville. His night is over. Check who came on in a minute. But this Kraze United team on 15 points could have had a few more, quite honestly, in my opinion. I think they were unfortunate, unlucky in a few matches. Here's Bolt. Bolt. Plays the ball, hopefully, toward the area, but it drifts away and it'll be a goal kick. So we got 4 minutes and stoppage time remaining. An impressive victory for Kraze United. Coming from behind, there's Cesar. O'Sullivan. And McKenna's going to track back and collect that. Kieran McKenna, who can play nice lofted long balls. He's probably going to have to do that. No, he's just going to play it wide. Jacksonville's got to put the ball in the mixer if they're going to get back into this one. Running out of opportunities, running out of time. Ball's played back to the keeper. Lofted long ball. O'Sullivan for Kraze United. Cuts it inside. No need to press the action here. Doyle will let it run. Flag was up. Doyle was offside. Attempted to play that, or was deemed to have been part of the play, so Armada gets possession. They got to hurry. We'll have more NPSL Sunshine Conference action for you tomorrow as Beaches FC plays host to Naples United. 6 p.m. Eastern time here on Sports Mesh. Ball played forward, cross into the area, no one home. Henry, the closest Jacksonville player to that, as time is trickling away for the Armada. Henry turns. Maybe had a shot for a handball there, but no one complained. It's ball to hand anyway would be a harsh call if that were made. But you see referees make that call. There's not much in terms of distinctions on handballs. That's something FIFA in the rules of the game have to continue to clarify. There's a long corner. You didn't see it on your television screens. That ball was so high. And now we're resettling. Here's Bolt. Bethel plays a long ball, but D'Amico saves it, and as you typically see with a lot of goalkeepers, time-wasting formation. Sandage to Coleman. Coleman, who's often been one of the more active players going forward for Kraze United, hasn't had as many touches on the ball as he normally does. It's 4! 4-1. And Alex Doyle, who often starts, came on late in this second half, got served up perfectly there against the run of play. Game is stretched. Passay, who could have had a hat trick, laid it off for Alex Doyle. Passau now 2 goals and an assist today. Kraze United leads 4-1. Without Follensby on the score sheet or Coleman. So this is a really impressive effort. Ray Sandage will be happy with this performance and the scoreline. Scoreline harsh on the Armada, though, as we enter second half stoppage time. We played a full 90. This game was much more balanced than that scoreline, final scoreline will indicate. But again, if you don't take your chances, we say this in every football match, whether it's top level, La Liga, English Premier League, or here in the NPSL, or even youth soccer. You don't take your chances when you have them early in a match to put a team away, especially a home team, put them to the sword. You often regret it. Here's Kieran McKenna. Jacksonville had that early goal, and they had several more chances to make it 2-0 before minute 15 or 20. They didn't take them, and they've rued that. Jacksonville will get a consolation goal here in stoppage time. 4-2. And that was nothing more than a consolation goal, but still a good effort by Bartel. He's in space, makes a nice move, chips the defense, who are all out of sorts. So 4-2. Scoreline still not really reflective of the balance of play here. It is, once again, nice little move. Takes a deflection, actually, did that off of Brandon Jose. Kraze United looking for a 5th, but Reed will collect that. As we're about to enter the 3rd minute of second half stoppage time with the score Kraze United 4, Armada, U23 2. Nice ball towards Henry. And that ball was served up for Rosales, who, if he had connected with that better, put it on frame, but right to D'Amico. You might have been looking at a 4-3 game in a frenzied last minute or two here of second half stoppage time. So it's 4-2. Into the 4th minute of the second half stoppage time we go. Oh, no, not yet. Takes the deflection. It's going to be a throw-in for Jacksonville. And we're going to have a final sub from Kraze United. Artur Yedrich, player who started a few games this season. He's going to come on. Arturo coming on for the dying seconds here. And we have a foul. This is going to be a free kick in a dangerous situation for Jacksonville. And if Payaso, who had a brace today and an assist, takes a bow, comes off for these dying seconds. Stormery Rosary would take these for Jacksonville. He is off the pitch, so let's see who's standing over it. Could be McKenna. Nope, it looks like it will be Baja. This game got stretched early in the second half with the score 1-1, and we've had a lot of scoring since then. Spaja standing over it, beats the wall, but it's high, and that probably is all she wrote. as Kraze United will jump Jacksonville in the table once we hear the final whistle. Move to 15 points. And that is the final whistle. Kraze United, with their 5th victory of the season, move to 15 points, 3rd place in the NPSL Sunshine Conference with a victory over Jacksonville Armada U23. Fantastic result in a match that was delayed. Kickoff for 45 minutes. Jacksonville scored in the 4th minute. Had a couple more chances to double that scoreline. Wasn't able to take those chances. Went into the locker room up 1-0. But 4 second-half goals from Kraze United. 4 goals in a row, in fact. 4 consecutive goals. Does the trick, and Kraze United move to 15 points. We'll be back with you for NPSL Sunshine Conference action tomorrow night from Stuart, Florida. Beaches FC playing host to Naples United. So once again, for all of us at Sports Mesh, I'm Kartik Krishnaiyer. Thank you for joining us tonight for NPSL Sunshine Conference action. Once again, your final score, Kraze United 4, Jacksonville 2.
Matthias Busala, Kraze United, and midfield, number 10. It feels good, especially coming from a away loss, 5-1. That was a big loss for us. And of course, it was a different kind of game. Last game we got a red card, beginning of 2nd half. Now we're home, and we've been playing pretty well at home. I don't think we've lost at home yet, so we have a good home run, and it feels pretty good to get another big win. Yeah, we know our situation. We just need those wins, and we just gotta go at the teams and perform the same way we performed today. So it's nothing different. We're gonna prepare the same way we prepared for this game, and that's about it. Yeah, I think it took us a little bit to get our game going on. The first half was no one was talking on the field. There was no communication. And then 2nd half, we just took our team together and had a little talk, and everyone just committed to the thing we were supposed to do, and we did talking. We started getting the passes on to our own players, and it paid off. It's huge. I would definitely say it's huge. Especially for me, I'm from Finland. I don't really have any family here, so it's really nice that I can show them from online that I like my games and stuff. So it's definitely a very huge thing, especially for me.
Philip D'Amico, goalkeeper, Kraze United. I mean, I feel like I played a good game all around. My distribution was a little off, but the weather, the pitch was all wet, but I had some good saves. My defenders helped me. It was a great game. It's like the mindset, it starts when we start practicing, and when we're over there, we're not 100% because we're not on the game field, so we got to prepare over there like how we do over here. Oh yeah, we knew we had to win this game. We're in 3rd place now. We're about to clinch Open Cup, so we knew we had to win, and we said it at halftime. We're only down 1-0. We had a lot of chances. We just got to shoot, and we came out, backs against the wall, and we scored 1, 2, 3 in a row, and it was great. I was just telling my teammates to relax, calm down. We have 4 or 5 minutes left. Let's just tire the game out and relax. Oh, it's great. I like going home, critiquing how I play. It's amazing. I like what Sports Mesh does. Everything's beautiful quality. Appreciate it.